Hello, challenge participants. I am excited. I always say that of each day, but it's true. Today is day 5, which means it is the final day of the Daydreaming to Money Making 5-day challenge. And today we're talking about achieving work freedom and also diving into what does that mean for you? In the previous 4 days, I've gone over all the things to grow, establish, and basically get yourself out of a plateau or stuck stage in your coaching or service based business. And today is more focusing on scaling and what takes you from that hustle mindset to a freedom mindset. And achieving work freedom is going to be a different description for everyone. My idea of freedom is probably going to be very different from your idea of freedom. But usually, the overall idea of freedom, I like to pinpoint the 3 different areas, which is financial freedom, time freedom, and location freedom. So, work freedom is about feeling free and working towards or achieving those 3 areas in your business. So being at a point in your business where you are, having free time, you're having freedom with your finances, and you're having freedom of where you can work. So you're able to work from anywhere you would like, whenever you would like, as long as Wi-Fi allows, of course. I'm Emily Dawn, business goal coach, simplifying social media marketing and step-by-step processes so you can build, grow, and scale your coaching business without the confusion. So as I said, day 5, welcome. If you made it to day 5, you should be proud because people do commit to these challenges and then they're there for day 1 and then some drop off and then they're there for day 2, some drop off, there for day 3 and some drop off. So if you have made it through all the challenge days and you have made it to day 5, you should be giving yourself a pat on the back because that means you are committed to learning and also applying what is being taught. You're utilizing the resources being given, and not everybody does that. So, my question for you today is where do you want to be 6 months from now? What is the first thing that comes to mind when I ask where you want to be 6 months from now? And I don't just mean necessarily, physically or where you're at, location wise, but where are you at in your business? How many clients do you have? What is your monthly revenue? Think about that. And we're going to talk about how you can get to that point and how I can support you in that journey today. So today's overview, we're talking about automation and outsourcing. So what are the differences between automating something and outsourcing something? And also the benefits of each of them. Then we're talking about 5 ways to automate your coaching business, how to stay in your genius zone by outsourcing, and time optimization. I love these topics, and I'm sure you will too, diving into topics that you possibly haven't done too much research around already. So, automation, outsourcing, let's simplify it. Automation is immediate action because it's automated, it's automatic responses, and it's technology, it's a tech action. So this isn't a manual process, this isn't a human doing it, this is technology doing the action for you. Outsourcing is a manual action, so it is done by a person. So it's human action. And there's going to be elements of our business that we could automate, but you may want to outsource. And that's going to depend on you and the way, of course, you want to run your business and what's going to make most sense for you. For an example of what that can look like is possibly you can set up an automation to send people messages or have a messenger bot to respond to people. But not everybody wants that. Some people want an actual human to speak to because, of course, technology is fantastic, it's smart, it's great. But if you're wanting to be personable, if you're wanting to connect with these people before you're hopping on a call, then that's possibly going to be something that you could automate, but you decide to outsource or do yourself. What is both of them bring to the table? It saves you time. That is the purpose of automation. That is the purpose of outsourcing because your time is valuable. And if you can automate or outsource areas of your business, and you then can focus on what matters and what you do best, you are going to create a more sustainable schedule and business for yourself where you're not leading yourself to burnout. So let me know below, are you automating? Are you outsourcing? Let me know by just saying automation, outsourcing, or both in the comments so I know where you're at in your business. You can't put a price on time. Time is the most valuable thing in the world. And if these areas of your business are taking away from you showing up in your best light, I highly recommend you look into one of those two options of automating or outsourcing. And I'm going to talk about in the time optimization section of today's training about how to know what to automate and what to outsource and what you should be doing yourself in your business. So do not undervalue your time. 5 ways to automate your business. These are just 5 ways. There are other ways, but these are, I would say, the core ones, the ones that you do not want to miss out on. So the first one is appointment setting. So that's, for example, booking a discovery call. You do not want to have the hassle of trying to figure out time zones, figure out, oh, what time is this for them? Oh, I have an appointment during that time. Sorry, I can't do that. Accidentally double booking, having to cancel. It's just a headache that isn't worth it. So having an appointment setting platform or a scheduling platform is going to help you avoid that. You're able to sync your Google Calendar or whatever kind of calendar online that you use with this scheduling application, and therefore you're not going to have any overlapping appointments, and people can easily book in a time that works for them by adjusting the time zone that they're in when they book. So there's a few different platforms out there that do it. My personal favorite is Calendly. I've tried a few of the platforms, but it's one that's very commonly used. Therefore, it's very consumer friendly, and a lot of people already know how to go through the motions. It's super simple. So Calendly is my scheduling application of choice. Second one is areas of your business where there's data that you want to collect. So my example is collecting your Facebook group member answers and emails. So if you have a Facebook group, you know that there's a section when they request into your group, if you have a private group, to answer your questions. And what ends up happening is you don't want to lose those answers because once you accept them in, you lose their answers to those questions. So people end up being stuck in the member requests because you're procrastinating, letting them in because you haven't collected the data yet. And not only does this halt the lead nurturing process of people coming into your group, but it also is just something that becomes tedious and that builds and builds because the longer you procrastinate it, the longer that list becomes, the more overwhelming, the more we procrastinate it. So what you can do is you can use an application that takes that information and puts it on a spreadsheet so you're not losing their group question answers, as well as you can attach it to your email marketing platform and they can automatically be added to your email list. So that has been a time and lifesaver for myself and my business. And it made a huge difference, especially as my group was growing at the couple thousands. When you're getting, anywhere from 30 to 70 requests per day, it becomes very overwhelming to manually collect all that data and reach out to all those people. So that is my second recommendation of how to automate. Third one is lead nurturing. So something that is going to instantly bring your leads some value. My example for this one is a welcome sequence. So this could be an email welcome sequence, or this could be a messenger bot welcome sequence. This is going to be up to you about what you want to provide in this welcome sequence, but what it allows for you to do is instantly start nurturing. Automation is giving you that ability to instantly get in their inbox. Whereas if you do it manually, you're possibly, letting them into your community. Maybe you don't see them or talk to them or introduce them for a few days, and you're delaying the lead nurturing process. Whereas when it's technology doing for you, it's instant. Fourth one is client onboarding. So if you have a new client coming into your course, your program, whatever they're coming into, you likely have something to deliver to them, whether it's their login information, a contract they need to sign, they need to get your Calendly link to book a call with you, they need their workbook. And it becomes a scramble, or you forget pieces of what you need to send them, and it just can become a headache. So when you have it automated that as soon as they come into your program, that the contract is sent, the link to their login is sent, their booking link is sent, the Facebook group, private group link is sent. It's all done for you, and you're not forgetting any pieces. And therefore, you're starting that process as smooth as possible, which is also going to reflect in your client experience, because there is such thing as buyer's remorse. So if you're not getting your client something tangible quickly after they make an investment, there is that possibility where they're overthinking their purchase, they're scared of the outcome, and they're possibly wanting to back out. And of course, that is not what you want for either of you. And fifth, the final but not least, is a funneling platform. So something that allows you to collect information from your leads as well as sell to them or upsell. So if they come into your freebie, are you just letting them run wild after they grab your free value? Or are you redirecting them to a place where they can further invest in you, whether that's with their time or with their money, by signing up for a free webinar, which is a further commitment than a download, or possibly you have a low ticket offer or your course. There are endless possibilities of ways you can funnel, but having a funneling system allows you to keep the attention of your lead while they're there, while they're excited, and while they're in a mindset of buying, especially if they've bought a low ticket offer, they've bought something for you, you can upsell them from there. So let me know, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, which one are you going to start implementing right now that you aren't implementing right now? Comment below which number, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. And also, I have a freebie for you today. I am giving you a free gift of an automation cheat sheet, which is those 5 automation tools I talked about, except I give you direct links to the platforms I use and which ones I recommend after using a few different ones. So if you would like that free automation cheat sheet, just comment cheat sheet below and I will send you that link. I'm going to ensure that you can see me and hear me by hopping on my phone here. Program, whatever. Yes. Highlight, nice to see you. So what that cheat sheet looks like, I'll just quickly pop over there, is this. I will send this Google document to you and it has a link to each of the platforms I use for those 5 areas of my business that I have automated. Who should you hire? So we went over automation and we talked about the differences between automation and outsourcing. We talked about what you can automate. Now it's time to talk about outsourcing. And knowing who to hire might not be as simple for you as it is for other people, because sometimes it's very clear on this should be our first hire. But just because it's a first hire for somebody else and somebody else's coaching business doesn't mean it's possibly the right first hire for you. So how can you know who to hire? It's about evaluating these 3 areas and then looking at the big picture and figuring out what person encaptures this and who offers this kind of service. And often when you look at it as a whole, it will give you a clear answer. So we all have strengths and we all have weaknesses. And it's natural, it's fine. But being able to evaluate what our weaknesses are is also important because we then can get support in those areas. So, as I said, these 3 areas should give you a good idea of who to hire. So, think about your weakness or your weaknesses. What areas do you feel that you're not the best at, or what skill you don't feel that you have? Is it graphic design? Is it writing captions? Is it your email marketing? What areas do you feel like you struggle with, that isn't your best work? Okay, now think about things that you dislike, and those things can be different. Your weakness and your dislike can be different. What are things you don't enjoy doing in your business? What do you procrastinate? When I say if you had to pinpoint one thing that you do not like doing, but you have to do in your coaching business or in your service-based business, what would you say or what comes to mind? And then the third one is what takes up your time? What's something tedious that you feel like takes you away from areas of your business that you want to be working on? Once you've answered those 3 questions or pinpointed those 3 areas, your biggest weakness, what you dislike, and what's taking your time away from what you do best, that often captures who to hire. So I'm going to give you an example here. Let's say my weakness is graphic design. I know that I don't create great graphics, okay? That's going to be my weakness. Let's say I really dislike writing captions. I feel like I'm just stuck. I have knowledge, I have expertise, I have stories, but I seem to have trouble putting it in paper or online. I have trouble typing it out, okay? What takes my time? Coming up with ideas of what to talk about that my ideal client is going to relate to or resonate with. So if that was my weakness, my dislike, and what takes my time, overall, I'm thinking, okay, somebody that can do graphic design, somebody that is good at caption writing, caption writing and somebody who is knowledgeable in my industry and can get to know my ideal client to come up with content ideas and captions that will resonate with my ideal client. So to me, okay, I'm going to hire somebody for content creation because they can create the graphics, they can create the captions, and they can do the market research as well as get to know me to understand what kind of perspective to write from. So you can go through this and answer your own way and figure out what is the title that goes with that. And the reason why this could be your first hire is because this is going to save you time and save you energy. So, as I said in the overview, we want you to stay in the area of business in which you show up best, an area of your business that you love doing. Because when we love doing something, we're more likely to show up. When you enjoy your business, you are more likely to have that freedom and that freedom mindset. So answer these questions, figure out who is going to be your first hire or somebody that can support you alongside who's already a part of your team. Make your business something you enjoy. I'm a strong believer that freedom it's not a destination, it's a mindset. It's a mentality because when you can have financial freedom, you can have time freedom, you can have location freedom. But if you don't feel free mentally, if you don't have a mentality of freedom, then I don't think either any of those things are really going to matter. So making your business something you enjoy doesn't mean you're not working a day in your life. It doesn't mean you have have a multi-million dollar business. You can have a freedom mindset. You can achieve work freedom through enjoying what you do and enjoying showing up. So it's not a destination, it's a mentality. Time optimization. Automation plus outsourcing plus your growth routine, which I talked about on day 2, means your time is optimized. All the wheels need to turn for the machine to work. Did you hear that? I'm going to say it again. All the wheels need to turn for the machine to work. So I've given you this quick little formula. So let's say you have automation and you have outsourcing. Done. It's solidified. Great. But if you're missing that growth routine, if you're missing those daily actions, that consistency that you, a part of your business, your results are going to reflect in that. So think about, do I have what I want and what I need automated? Do I have support in where I need support? Do I have a growth routine that I know ensures me leads daily and I know that clients are going to be coming into my business this month? That's when you know your time is optimized because you know what you need to do daily, weekly, and monthly to increase your income and grow your business. How can you stay on task without overwhelm? So if you have automation done, if you have outsourcing done, that's out of your hands. But how can you stay consistent with that growth routine? Stay productive without overwhelm with these 3 tips, these 3 questions. What needs to be done daily? That is your growth routine. What needs to be done within the next 48 hours? So what is something more urgent on your to-do list? And what needs to happen this week? By breaking it down, setting that growth routine, completing the growth routine, great. Then evaluating what needs to be done specifically in the next 48 hours and then getting that done. Then evaluating through your weekly to-do list what needs to be done from Monday to Friday or whatever days you're working this week, what needs to be completed. Okay, so breaking it down, completing your growth routine, then prioritizing what needs to be done in the next 48 hours, and then going through the motions of that week by using those 48 hours to complete everything on that weekly to-do list. I highly recommend you use the time blocking method, which is setting a specific time in the day to complete a specific task. So just like an appointment, you're going to block it in your calendar. So you've set that specific task for this specific time. Over the last 5 days, I've talked about becoming known online, business actions for growth, discovering your secret sauce, signature offer that sells, and achieving work freedom. Alongside that, I have given you free bonuses each day, which was the conversation starter message, the 7-day content strategy, the launch roadmap, the signature offer outline, and now the automation cheat sheet. So what I have done is I've given you knowledge and I've given you resources. So I've given you knowledge and I've given you tools or resources. A successful coach takes their knowledge and their tools and takes action. Your knowledge and your tools are amazing, but your knowledge and your tools are not going to get you results. Knowledge, tools applied will get you results. So take the knowledge you've learned over the last 5 days, take the tools I've given you, and take action. Because without implementation, you're not going to see results. So make sure you're implementing. Don't keep it up here. Don't keep these tools just saved in your drive. Make sure you're applying and using what has been given. How do you grow your business efficiently? With guidance. Why with guidance? Because when you have the right guidance, you are able to get support along the way and have somebody that has been in the position you're in help you avoid the mistakes, the pitfalls that they have gone through to be where they're at. So you can be successful without guidance. But if you want to get there in an efficient amount of time and with support, with less stress, with clarity, with the encouragement that I feel is necessary as an entrepreneur, because it can be lonely at times when especially you don't have other people that understand you, whether that's family or friends. They might not understand the space you're in. So having guidance of somebody that understands the industry you're in and can help you create a clearer path will tremendously help you get to where you want to be much quicker. I am the business goal coach. That's what I call myself. And I don't just call myself a business coach because I evaluate the unique individual in front of me and figure out in this moment, do they need more mindset or more strategy work? And based on that, I deliver. So I'm not giving a cookie cutter system and ignoring the signals that this specific unique individual in front of me needs. I am here to bring clarity, direction, and support in your business so you can build, grow, and scale your coaching business without the confusion and feel the encouragement that I'm here with you and there's many other women that are here cheering you on as well. How can I help you? I have a 6-month hybrid program. And what is a hybrid program? It means I combined elements of one-on-one and group coaching support. So that's what I said. I don't want you to feel that I'm ever giving you a cookie cutter system, because you are unique and your ideal clients are unique. The way you show up is unique. So I need to give you that one-on-one attention to give you direct feedback into your business. So you are creating that magnetic offer and creating your brand and your content around a message that your ideal client needs and wants to hear. Within this 6-month hybrid program, there's a training vault, and that's with all the resources needed to hit and surpass 15K plus months. I was able to hit over 15K in my coaching business within 6 months of coaching. So this is not untangible for you. If I can do it, you absolutely can do it. And in this training vault, I have the tutorials. I have it clear as day, broken down what I have done and how my clients are able to implement my messaging method and my sales method so they can feel authentic, not feel salesy, and still make sales and still sell high ticket while working their 9 to 5, so that they can eventually shift full-time online if that's what they desire. So no more confusion, no more 9 to 5 if you don't want it, and no more plateau, no more feeling stuck. If you're like, yes, Emily, tell me more, make sure you comment 10K below. And I know that you're ready to take your business to 5-figure months. Don't halt your results by the fear of what's going to happen next, because fear keeps us stuck. It keeps us in that plateau. So comment 10K if this is for you. Where can you get more info about it? You're like, sounds amazing. Can I get a little bit more info? Absolutely. Comment link for details, and I will send you the mastermind link so you can look at who this is for, evaluate, is this the right thing for me? And if it is, then we book a call, we talk about it, and you can apply to be a part of the program. I don't work with everybody. I only work with individuals that I feel will get amazing results. That is very important to me, that I am the right coach for you and you are the right client for me. So if you would like to apply, comment link. I'll send you the link. Let's book a call, talk about it, and let's get you to those consistent 5-figure months. I am so happy you decided to be a part of this 5-day challenge, and I cannot wait to hear from you. Have a fantastic rest of your day and weekend.